Ambassador Singh, sit up and put your hands behind your back.
Guttural and accented, it was the voice of a stranger. Ravi had thought he was alone in the aquamarine cove, guarded by his expensive travel guide and the towering walls of seaweed-encrusted rock. He pushed himself to a sitting position on his beach towel and crossed his legs, suddenly feeling cold in his swimsuit. He glanced around. Dark thunderclouds obscured the sun, violent wind whipped his short black hair, and the surf angrily pounded the beach. The guide who'd brought him to this remote island was lying face down 50 meters away, unmoving. Ravi bit his lower lip. A man wearing a black executioner's hood moved from behind Ravi and stood between him and the tortured sea, hands on hips. Rough white rope was coiled in the man's left hand, and a length of flexible wire was attached to 2 wooden handles in the man's right. Ravi recognized the wire device as a garrote, traditionally used for assassinations. Ravi's stomach clenched, hard. Bile rose in his throat. Ravi swallowed the bitter acid. "What do you want?" The man whipped the wire of the garrote around the back of Ravi's shoulders. It stung like the bites of 1,000,000 fire ants. Ravi screamed.
Shut up. We're alone here. Put your hands behind your back. Do it now.
If he complied, Ravi knew he was doomed. He tried to get upright and lunge at the man, but his beach towel and the soft, wet sand pulled at his legs, telegraphing his intention. The man laughed and kicked Ravi in the side of his chest. Something snapped, a rib, and he landed on his back. For a moment his world was a starred kaleidoscope of suffering.
This can be quick or extremely slow and painful. Your choice. My recommendation is to roll over and put your hands behind your back.
Defeated, Ravi complied, earning him another searing jolt from his rib. A distant part of him wondered where the man was from. Not India, not with that accent. A cold, light rain began to fall. The man kneeled on Ravi's back and wrapped the rope tight around his wrists, binding them together like one of the creatures he'd come here to aid. A few years ago, he'd spent time with a local conservation organization, helping endangered turtles recover from getting entangled in ghost fishing gear, and had so enjoyed the trip that he'd planned another while he was here in the Maldives on business anyway. It wasn't working out as he'd imagined.
Bend your knees.
Ravi did as he was told, and the attacker jerked him upright, forcing Ravi's buttocks onto his heels. The man walked around Ravi and stood in front of him again, legs wide. Ravi studied the man's hood to take his mind off the pain. There were only endless black holes at the eyes, and no mouth cut out. Unfortunately, the distraction didn't work to reduce the agony parading across his rib and shoulders. Tears fell down Ravi's cheeks, obscured by the rain.
Good. Now we talk. I know you're having an affair with the Russian ambassador Zola Argones. Tell me what she has told you about Maddy Marshall and the star chart.
That's what the man wanted to know? He and Zola had mostly talked about their common goal of a lightning-fast quantum computer, with only a tangential mention of the star chart. Apparently, though, the information was deadly.
"I know little. The information is useless,"
Ravi rasped.
I'll be the judge of that. Tell me now.
Another golden bolt of lightning sizzled across the eggplant-colored sky, and a gull shrieked a plaintive cry. Suspecting he was about to die, Ravi visualized the kind eyes of his now gray-haired wife, the broad smiles of his 3 children, his 2 beautiful and accomplished nieces, and regretted the infidelity with the Russian. When the thunder boomed again, his heart fractured into 1,000 shards of remorse. In futility, Ravi screamed a second time, and the tattooed man struck anew with a metal whip. The man growled.
Talk to me. What did she tell you?
But before he told the man everything, Ravi sent up a mental prayer flag to Shiva. He asked for either a miracle of deliverance or a quick and merciful death.